Coming up on this episode of Lust to Dust.
No!
This couldn't get worse.
From lust to dust.
Welcome back to From Lust to Dust, my horny dead dad.
Podcast where we read our dead dad's sex book.
I'm Brett
And
Dodenhoff.
I'm Connor Dodenhoff.
Today we got Natasha Collier,
That's me.
stand-up comedian,
Mm-hmm.
tech entrepreneur. No, stand-up comedian. What else you consider yourself?
Decent driver.
Decent driver.
Decent driver.
Decent
She did get
driver.
on an accident on the way here.
Mhm.
All right.
But I
Thankfully,
didn't say
hit and
perfect
run.
driver. I
And,
said decent driver.
Decent driver. That's right. It was the other person's fault, and they're dead. So, now they can't even
So it's really their word against
yeah,
mine.
she showed us the.
Okay, so Natasha, you've been, how's your dating life lately?
Oh, man. So I recently got off of hormonal birth control like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
After 13 years. And so
Was
I'm
it consistently the same hormonal?
No, it was
Okay.
not. It was I had the patch, the pill, 2 IUDs, and then I had the arm thing.
Yeah.
And I got the arm thing removed 2 weeks
You
ago.
had all these at the same time?
No, God, no. Just
God.
subsequently.
I
No stone unturned.
really don't want to get pregnant.
Yeah. No, that's like the Great Wall of China of defense.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
No,
all right, so you've had all these at a certain time. Now
Yes,
you're
and
off
now
of
I'm
all of them.
au natural, if you will.
Wow.
And so now I'm like rediscovering like condoms for the
Yeah.
first time. I'm not gonna say for the first time.
For the first time.
Right.
time.
I never even
But,
understood that. I understood the idea of one, but now I'm.
But now I have like a cycle, ostensibly. I think it's been 2 weeks, so maybe not quite yet. But I am now entering a new era of dating life where I have to be pretty vigilant
You're
about
a little more protective over this
Can you?
situation.
Yes.
Can you give us any? Why did you get off them? I know it's kind of a trend
made
now.
me crazy, and I'm tired of people not talking about this. I was a mess. I was a mess for like a year and a half, and just kind of like put up with it, and then
on the
And you've been off
birth
for-
control.
on this
2
thing.
weeks.
I've been off for 2 weeks, and I already feel a difference.
Okay. I was going to say, though, is there it possible, too, of like, is it super high expectation of getting off of me and like, all this will be solved? Or you're like, I know the exact things that this birth control has done.
Well, it just like it started when I got on the birth control,
So you know, yeah,
and it stopped when I got off. So
That's fair.
what can you do? It was also giving me some pretty crazy like bleeding side effects. So I was just kind of over it. And now you know what? They're just gonna have to use condoms. It's just this what it is. But ironically, never been hornier either.
Now I've seen. Okay,
Interesting.
Now here's a question because I've seen some. I don't know if this is conspiracy or not, but online there's a girl on birth control is attracted to a more feminized man.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been only 2 weeks. I feel like I've never been particularly attracted to feminine men. So even on my 13 years of this hormonal
That's
birth
not-
control.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll kind of see how this pans out. But I have just started my journey. And you guys are now.
And you said you just bought a flight of condoms.
I did buy a flight of condoms. I just feel like as
Is that the term?
No.
A flock of condoms? A
No.
flight?
I think they're just multiple packages of condoms. But I was at CVS and I was like, well, I want to be a good host for if and when this ever happens. Not on the horizon, by the way. I don't think I've ever been more single either, and yet more horny.
It is funny buying. You're like buying. The
But I'm
amount
like,
of
okay,
condoms.
so I gotta have like maybe they'll like this. Maybe it's like a
Yeah.
slightly larger size. This is ultra thin if they're like one of those guys.
Is that extra small?
I don't have extra small. I just don't see myself being in that situation.
I see.
Or as they call them, snugger fit.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Snug. That's actually a nice marketing.
Snugger
for it.
fit, yeah.
It's a snug.
What if you get pregnant from the one guy you don't have his size for?
I'll kill myself, man.
The first guy that shows up is the micro, and you don't have his condom.
Look, if you've got a micro penis, or what are we doing here?
yeah,
You
fair
know?
enough. Well, okay, so you bought the flight on Amazon?
No, I bought the flight at CVS.
Did it ever occur to you the like? Because I always have intrusive thoughts when I'm buying like anything embarrassing. Per se.
No. I threw
didn't
them
care.
down on the counter and I said, "What about it?"
Yeah.
to the receptionist.
And she's
Now,
like, I don't care.
when's the last time you had, if you don't mind me asking, had sex with someone who was wearing a condom?
A week ago.
Okay. And then how did it
Is this
feel?
the new batch?
No, this was what inspired me to get the new batch because I saw that and I was like, this is not a good. It was like one of the ribbed for her pleasure ones, and I feel like this guy like thought he was being like a good guy for having that kind of condom, but I was like, this isn't fun for either of us.
It felt weird.
It doesn't feel. It's like they're thicker too, and so it just kind of feels more rubbery. I don't know.
I've bought the rib before, so that might be the end.
I don't think.
You're getting judged.
I just don't really think it does anything, you know.
Yeah, it seems a little.
But after
silly.
that one, I was like, I gotta be the one to buy these condoms now.
Pretty interesting. Now, so now you'll, I guess, sample the flight, kind of like sample a beer flight.
Yeah. We'll chart our data and we will determine once and for all what the best condom is.
All right. Well, speaking of condoms, I don't know if Bob ever used a condom, but he certainly should have for Lori. And well,
she got pregnant. Yeah, right.
She did get pregnant. So we'll get back into Lori here. Lori, as we all know, we've talked much about Lori on this podcast. She made 3 or 4 episodes, but we're going to get back into the nitty gritty here with Lori. And I don't really know. I know she returns, basically. He's had a 6-month hiatus from her. He did some dating. We met Emma. We met Avery. And we're just going to dive back into it. Looks like she gives him a call out of nowhere. So let's get into it.
Bob, it's Leanne. Leanne, of course, how's it going? I had met Leanne several months before in the workout room of the condo. She was in her early 40s, very tall and attractive. We had spoken a few times since, and I had seen her out occasionally on the town, but we were hardly considered friends. Not good, she said. Did you know that Lori is dating my boyfriend, Greg?
Yeah.
Leanne is Leanne's current boyfriend?
So we've never met. Oh, wait. Oh, God. Okay, maybe it is her current boyfriend. That's a good question.
I think
dating.
Okay, Lori Leanne's is saying, hey, basically, your ex-girlfriend's dating my ex-boyfriend.
Well, he doesn't say ex here.
So Lori's dating Leanne's ex-boyfriend.
I'm actually not sure. Well, let's find out if it's ex or not.
All right.
I didn't know that Leanne even knew Lori, but I did know of her boyfriend. In fact, he was notorious for being a total jerk. I only had one previous experience with him, and it wasn't good. I was with Lori at a popular bar about 6 months prior, and Greg was hitting on Lori on her way back from the bathroom.
They're all together.
Greg is Leanne's boyfriend, and he was hitting on Lori
in front of my dad.
In front of your dad on the way back from the bathroom?
Yeah.
Also, we know Lori can't even stand my dad glancing at someone, so she's sitting there chatting it up with Greg in the bathroom hallway.
She happens to go with the worst. Also, this guy seems a lot worse than Bob already. But clearly my dad just doesn't like him. So let's see if it's merited.
As all guys know, there's a difference between simply greeting a girl, even if you are interested in her, and outright hitting on her.
As all guys know.
What is the difference between greeting a girl and outright hitting on her, in your opinion?
I think it's obvious sometimes when a guy is making a move on your girlfriend that's beyond a little friendliness. If they're maybe doing a little touch or something like that, or kind of laughing too hard at their joke, or you've crossed the boundary.
And your dad has an eye for this kind of thing, it seems.
Well, I think our dad probably would not be the guy who's hitting on someone's girlfriend and overstepping that boundary. I think he was aware of that.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
Some of these past chapters have made me reconsider. I'm sure my dad at times would piss off some husbands.
This is already getting dangerous because right away, if you know your ex-girlfriend is dating a bad guy, it puts you in a position of I need to, and he's a savior personality, so I think he's going to now adopt, I need to save her out of this, what he thinks of as a bad guy, you know?
See how bad of a guy he is.
All right, let's hear it.
He was aware that she was with me, and his actions of coming on strong crossed that line in a big way. After watching him fawning all over her for a minute, I went over, gently grabbed her arm, and led her away. He was considerably bigger than me, but it didn't matter. As I walked away, I turned and gave him an expression which clearly stated, "Leave her the fuck alone." He complied, and that was the first and only experience I had with him.
So Lori is with your dad at this point.
Yeah, so it sounds like...
And then Greg is overstepping the boundary, and he's gently leads her away.
It seems like he looked back at her and scowled.
You got to scowl.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
I don't know if any scowl says, leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah. He comes more across like the bitchy gay friend here than he does, his boyfriend.
I love he's like, in my mind, I gave him a look that said, he was considerably bigger than me, but my look
And
disarmed
Greg is
him.
with Leanne at this point?
Right. So Greg, if we're setting
Greg, not a good guy.
Yeah, if we're setting the stage here, Greg, not coming across.
Greg's not coming
Ideal
across
here.
great, but it sounds like my dad is probably overplaying his hand or thinks that he was a little tougher here. I bet he grabbed it. Hey, Greg, good to see you.
Yeah. He gave him the nice warm handshake.
Yeah.
Leanne, no, I didn't know that. But if she's dating him, don't you mean he's your former boyfriend? No, we've been dating all along.
Okay, well, I
It is
guess they
not a
answered.
typo.
They
Wasn't a
answered the
typo.
question.
Not a typo. Also, I'm sorry. Leanne probably knows at this point, she's with this guy.
When you find out your boyfriend's dating another woman, is that not the end of your relationship?
Yeah. There's no
Like, she's like, no, we're still together. I'm like, are you though?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Wait, read this next line.
Oh, let's hear the next line.
This is terrible.
I was more than confused at this point. Bob, it's even worse. I have lymphoma.
No.
Oh my God.
Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Oh, my
So
God.
Greg's cheating on his cancerous
my
girlfriend?
I mean, Greg might be, that's one of the worst, but it's even worse than you thought. I have lymphoma.
Brett was like, let's read ahead. Greg might not be that bad.
I go, sometimes.
We really gave Greg the benefit of the doubt here.
Greg has
All we
no
had to do is
idea.
read a couple more lines.
I mean, like, my dad can twist his words occasionally to make some, some actions. This guy's out here cheating on his
That's what
girlfriend.
guys do, though. They cheat on their cancer wives.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
Why do you think that is?
Men feel like I'm very overgeneralizing here, but I feel like men of a certain generation view their role in a relationship as being taken care of by the wife, and once she can't do that anymore, they seek it elsewhere.
Whoa.
Interesting.
I think that, I mean, like, you hear that happening all the time. Newt Gingrich?
Known good guy, Newt Gingrich.
And you expect it from someone like Greg, but when you hear Newt
Well, when you hear-
Gingrich left his cancer-ridden wife,
Not Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich.
Yeah.
it's a thing that guys do. When their wives get sick, they dip out.
Like Newt, Greg's EQ here is pretty terminally low.
I mean, that's kind of one of the worst things you could possibly do.
I know.
Like, knowing this person.
This is kind of like if this book were fictional and I'm trying to come up with the worst possible version of a man, it's the guy cheating on his girlfriend with cancer.
We should have Greg call in.
Jesus, Leanne, I am so sorry. Damn, I had no idea. Bob, I've been in chemo. Greg moved to Hilton Head several months ago for work, but he's been back here about half the time helping me out. That's where he met Lori when she was on a trip. They apparently hit it off and have been dating behind my back ever since. But Leanne, are you positive? Yes, I checked his phone log and they talk all the time. In fact, he's supposed to be in Hilton Head right now, but he's over at her place in Charleston. I saw the texts.
Ooh.
All right, so Leanne's checking his phone.
Oh no.
This is
Now you've got cancer and you've got to go through this guy's phone.
Oh my God.
She has to worry about, like,
Chemo on top of, like, are they together right now?
She's in a fucking terrible position where she can't be like, Greg, fuck off. And then also I need to now find someone that's going to help me with this shit.
I hate to say it. I think we know why Leanne got cancer too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're with this guy.
Right? Secondhand smoke,
This is brutal.
stress.
The stress of Greg. I mean, Greg would give everyone terminally ill.
She goes through a text. What do you think about going through text?
I'm not a fan of it.
Have you ever done it?
No.
You ever had it happen?
I'm very anti go through text.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you feel the need to go through texts, it's already done.
If you're with a guy like Greg, though, I mean,
If I was with a guy like Greg,
yeah, I could see.
I would hardly think that this is the first red flag that Greg put out.
Here's the problem. I think going through text, like in this situation, is like, if you find it, you're fine. Because then everyone's like, okay, you had the hunch and you did it.
Yes.
And like you were, I think by the time you go through someone's text, hopefully you're at the point where you're like, I know this is going on. And I just like literally need the physical evidence.
I'm a pretty trusting person when it comes to this. I'm not a jealous person by any means, and I can't take that in a partner either.
Totally.
So if I found out that my partner was going through my text, that's a complete. There's not even a conversation about that.
It.
That's over. That's done.
Yeah,
I had an ex go through my journal.
that's fucked.
That's. I'm gonna say worse.
Yeah.
I think that's way worse.
Yeah.
I think it also came at the end, though. It came at the very end of the relationship, and it was like I feel like trying to find an out.
What'd she find?
I'd confess to maybe thinking about cheating or so. It was the worst page to find.
It's not ideal.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. It was just like a.
But she didn't have cancer or anything. Did
No,
she?
she was
okay,
perfectly
so it's-
fine. And I was mulling. I was mulling about like I'd felt unhappy in the relationship and was like maybe I should. But it was like
at
just
that
getting
point,
it out.
it's already over.
And I was just getting something out on the page. I was never going to do it.
Right.
This was drafting.
You know?
Yeah,
Okay.
But I think she literally, when she went to my journal, she opened up to that page, and it was like at that point,
Was that it?
We lasted probably 6 months after that, but it
6 months.
I love from that point you just start fake journaling. I love her more than anything. Another
6
perfect
months
day.
after she goes through your journal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, bank account just hit $3 million.
I
You
will
should have
say
fucked with it once you know she's reading.
Yeah. It definitely traumatized me from journaling from kind of that.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
I journal on my phone only in my notes app.
Yeah.
But I'm like, even still, I'm like, if someone found, it's like, I actually don't really journal because I'm always like, well, someone could find this.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe, my kids one day will find it and read it in a podcast.
Leanne, I know Lori isn't perfect, but I can't imagine she'd be dating anyone if that person were in a relationship. I know. That's what I would believe too. But that's why I'm calling, to see if you could let her know. I confronted him with it yesterday, but he's denying it, of course. He said he had met her, but they were only friends.
But what did the text say?
Also, how does she know his location? This is before locations. She said she's over at his. He's over at his house.
She saw the text.
Oh, they were texting. Okay.
So I'm
Well-
assuming if you have text evidence of them not being where they said they were going to be.
Maybe she did the old school drive-by.
Oh yeah, dude. Back in the day, you actually had to try to catch
Yeah.
your cheating husband. Now
Yeah.
it's too easy.
You hired a PI and all that.
I know.
It
You
was-
spent money on
I
it.
kind of miss those days of just
Kind of would be fun.
driving to go find their car and
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
You ever
where it's
see
like,
those pictures on the internet of just someone ordering DoorDash to their boyfriend's house and being like, just check what car's in the driveway? You haven't seen that? Oh, it's fun. It's screenshots being like, you can keep the food. I don't care. Just go by their house
take
and
the
tell me
photo.
and take a photo of what cars are in the driveway.
That's crazy.
We're using the gig economy to see who's cheating on you. You know,
I
it's
know.
like get in your
Yeah.
car and
You used
drive.
to have to be licensed for this kind of thing.
But I'm wondering here, why is Leanne doing this? What's she going for?
Do we think she wants to fuck your dad to get back at her husband?
She's trying to employ Bob here to do some dirty deeds.
I mean, here's the thing.
you know?
If someone left me or cheating on me while I had cancer, you bet I'm going to fuck his girlfriend.
You think so?
I would.
You think you'd go for it?
I'd go for it.
she might be poking at the bear a little here, trying to get him to
That's what she's.
jump in.
Of course, I'd be happy to do it. But Leanne, why in the hell would you want to be in a relationship with this maniac? I mean, he's blatantly dating someone else, especially while you're in this unbelievable time of need. Well, it's even more complicated than that. Knowing I was having chemo, I had some ovaries removed ahead of time. They're fertilized by Greg. He'll be the father of my child.
No.
This couldn't get worse.
I'm sorry. At this point, that's kind of on her.
Oh my God. She had Greg fertilize her. So her future children by default will always. There's fucking
just
more
a
Gregs
commentary
out there.
on your dad removing your ovaries and getting them fertilized. That's not what it is. It's
Wait, yeah, I'm confused how this happens. Is that not how the process
So
works?
this is why we do generally try to have a female co-host here, because I read this and was like, of course. They sprinkle some Greg on top,
on top of the whole ovary.
put it in the incubator.
Wait, so this is not how it works at all?
No.
Is there any scenario that it would work that way?
No. If someone has cancer and wants to eventually have a kid, obviously the chemo will kind of fuck that up.
Yeah.
They will have eggs extracted from their ovaries
Okay.
to get fertilized and frozen. To remove your entire ovaries is a completely different thing, and the ovaries themselves do not get fertilized.
So is there
Eggs
any
are,
scenario
but-
where her eggs could have been fertilized by
yes,
Greg? Okay,
but
that's
her
probably what he means.
ovaries wouldn't have been removed.
Okay, so I think he's probably just typoing. It should be eggs.
Which is, just a small thing. But when I hear ovaries removed, I
Right.
think, oh my God, huge operation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But then they're
Yeah.
fertilized by Greg. I'm like, she just got eggs extracted, which is still a big operation.
All right,
but
this
okay.
is why we need that female
This is why
perspective.
I'll tell you. There's
All right,
some,
so basically-
some
but there
guys
is-
have sat in that chair and would have
Yeah.
flubbed it.
yep, that's exactly how it works.
But to just put it there, that it is possible she would have eggs that could be fertilized by this man.
Yeah.
Look, I know he's not perfect, far from it.
Leanne, you're describing, he's not just not.
No, Leanne.
This isn't the like, look, I get that he's cheating on me while I have chemo, pretending to have a work thing and has been living a double life. But there's no but. You don't get a but.
Also, I'm sorry, if you have eggs, you can get them fertilized by somebody else. Like, why did you need to jump the gun on the fertilization?
I know, she's like, there's no one else.
I mean, look, I don't know. I don't pretend to know this woman, but I know she's making some pretty poor
my
decisions
God.
right
I
now.
mean, Leanne could be like, you know what? He killed 6 million Jews, but, you know, he's not so bad.
We've been dating for years, and he's great for a while, and then totally fucks up with something like this. Most importantly, I'm totally wiped by this chemo. As bad as he is, he's been here for me, helping me as much as he can. But Leanne, he's beyond belief. He's literally dating her behind your back when he should be consumed with helping you heal? How low can anyone go? This is awful, baby. I feel horrible for you. I know. Right now, I just want him to stop. I don't have the energy to do anything. I just have to get better.
Okay, so it's a little bit
God.
Stockholm syndrome. She's obviously very depleted from chemo, and I can see in a scenario like that, raising up the fist and being like, I need to dump the boyfriend who's helping me get through this process and all that. She's in a really shitty situation.
In
it
Leanne's
sounds
situation, she might be like, look, this thing could take a turn. I might only have 6 months.
Yeah,
in which
might
case
as well
I'm
spend
legit
it with
gonna-
Greg.
Yeah. All in all.
Here's the question, though. What's the over-under on your dad fucking Leanne?
If he fucks a woman with cancer, that'd be...
I mean, if anyone needs to get fucked good, it's Leanne.
You're right. And honestly, she deserves it a little bit to have the little romance here in her.
I wonder if it's going to happen here.
Leanne, don't worry. I'm not exactly on great terms with Lori, and we haven't spoken for months, but I'll let her know. I'm sure she'll back off. The worst thing she hates about anyone is lying. It was true. Lori hated lying with a passion, and she was so mistrustful of men, probably starting with her own philandering father, that she was bound to be furious beyond belief. Leanne, let me contact her, and I'll get back to you. I'm so sorry you're going through this.
I will say, given everything we know about Lori, she seems fucking on it.
Right.
She tends to over accuse. So if Greg is good at anything, it's clearly
hiding his girlfriend from his
Yeah.
new girlfriend.
Yeah. Look, I mean, everyone's got to have a skill, you know? Is it a great one? No. Is he good at it? He's fucking Michael Jordan. I mean, this is unbelievable. He's got 2 women.
I know. Before social media, you used to be able to have a double life a lot easier.
Yeah, the double life was.
Dude, back in the day, you could have a whole second family, and
Yeah.
and if they were just in a town over, no one would find out about each other.
I feel like the modern day has really made cheating and all of these things a lot harder.
It's not economically viable
Well, you
the way
can't
it used
afford
to
a house
be.
for yourself. How the fuck are you going to afford a house for a second family?
But also back in the day, houses cost like $50.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You could buy houses for all your mistresses.
when you had a
and it would be fine.
$15,000 home, you might as well be a polygamist. You know?
To be honest, when housing that cheap, it's a little odd not to have another family.
I know.
I hung up the phone and was instantly flooded with a wide range of emotions. First, I felt hurt that Lori was dating someone, but it would have been naive of me to believe that she wouldn't end up in someone's arms. She was beautiful and was probably on the radar of countless men around town. Second, I was disgusted that she was dating this idiot.
I also love it's like my dad's already pretty much said like he's not going to get physical in this situation.
Right.
What's he going to go drive by Greg's house and scowl at him?
Yeah, I empathize because it's like when my ex-girlfriend, she got in a relationship with who I pretended to be was a bad guy. And I don't know, he may have been bad, he may have not been, but it is the instinct of a man that the next guy that comes along to immediately think this guy's an asshole.
He thinks he's a terrible person.
However, in the case of Greg, if this evidence is true, he does legitimately seem like an asshole.
He is an asshole.
Yeah, this is
So,
kind of nightmare
you know,
where it's like everyone's like, "Oh, my ex is dating it," an
Right,
asshole.
right.
And it's like, yeah, no, they're just dating.
You're just dating the new guy who pisses you off.
Yeah.
But in this case, if this is true, which
Yeah.
we assume it is.
What the hell did she see in him? He had a bad reputation, and now it was even more obvious as to why. Was it possible that Lori could not have known? Dating a man like him made no sense at all. Yes, I still had feelings for her, but it wasn't about me. I really did hope for the best for her, and this guy was bad news. I thought that afternoon about how I would contact her, and finally just opted for a text. Once she got the information, I was sure that would be the end of it. Lori, you need to know this. Greg is still dating Leanne. That was the extent of my text. Short and simple. No reply for several hours. I imagined she was outraged, but then came the reply. No, he's not. They stopped dating over a month ago. What the hell? I thought. I immediately picked up the phone and called Leanne.
All right. Interesting.
What the hell? I thought.
Greg is telling Lori whatever she wants to hear. So why is Bob's response, what the hell?
Also, like, Greg wouldn't be the first person to be like, we're done. And then
Yeah.
the girl being like, what's that now?
Yeah. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Leanne, Lori just got back to me. She said you broke up with Greg over a month ago. Leanne laughed. He was here 2 days ago, and for God's sake, we had sex. We've been dating all along.
For God's sakes, we had sex.
For God's sakes, Bob.
For heaven's sake.
Come on.
We had sex. There's no way he could possibly be with this cancerous woman.
Don't you understand?
But then why is this shot? I'm just confused why Bob is, why is Bob, it's like he puts Lori on such a pedestal that like, well, of course Greg is lying.
The fact Greg is so good that he's back in my dad's head, making my dad think that maybe Leanne's the crazy one here.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, this motherfucker.
Oh,
is-
this never
And
ends.
this is immediately, if I text and and Lori said, no, they broke up a month ago, I'd be like, no, I just talked to Leanne. She said they're still dating. Like what the fuck are you talking about? I don't need to reconfirm
Obviously,
with Leanne.
it's like, I don't need to call. Yeah, there's no call Leanne back.
You call Leanne. Lori tells you
Hey.
one thing. Yeah, Lori tells you one thing. You're back on the phone with Leanne.
So
It's
it
like,
turns out you're actually not dating Greg.
Such good news. I love my dad being like, okay, total mix up. Yeah, you guys broke up. My dad's getting so swooned by Greg.
yeah.
Greg explained the whole thing. Leanne. Oh my God.
Turns out he's actually a really good guy.
So glad to clear the air. Wow. Do not judge a book by its cover.
In a weird way, Greg is manipulating Bob.
Yeah.
It's like, Greg, this guy's a mastermind.
This is like sometimes with people like this where it's like they are so slick. And even though you know they're lying,
I know.
it's the O.J. Simpson effect. I watched a documentary on O.J. Simpson.
Uh-huh.
It's so obvious that he did it. There's just no, I mean, like,
sure.
but
But
you're
he said
watching-
he didn't.
He said he didn't. But you watch him and you watch him in court and you watch him even after he murdered. So this is like literally seeing him and you're still going, fuck, he seems like a good guy.
Oh,
you
Pat-
literally,
yeah.
he's smiling,
I
he's
think
laughing.
with like a certain level of psychopath, like they're convinced that they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's how they portray themselves, like pathological liars, people who've commit like violent crimes but have justified it in their head.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, that was the documentary that I watched.
Yeah.
I'm watching that, I'm like, that guy believes he didn't do anything
Right.
Yeah.
wrong, you know? And here's my take on the Michael Jackson thing. I don't know if he touched those kids, but I think it's weirder if he didn't.
I agree. That's my take too.
Because then what were we doing this
What do you-
for?
what do you-
What are we doing?
You went that far?
You went that far, and to not even
To sleep
give
in
him
a-
a little bit
Sleep
of
in a bed. You know how confusing that is for those kids to be like, look back at that instance and be like, I guess he did. We just slept in a bed together. It's like,
Yeah,
that's even weirder.
That's so much
Because
weirder.
they got to go, fuck, what am I blocking out?
Right,
And the answer is
exactly.
nothing?
So much weirder if he didn't touch the kids.
Greg is on the Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
of O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson, Greg from Charleston.
Well, apparently that's not what he's telling her. Bob, he's a liar. Yes, he moved away from here, but it had nothing to do with us not dating. It was only for a job. Either I've gone to Hilton Head every weekend or he'd come here. Since I've been sick, he mainly sees me here. She's apparently been visiting him pretty consistently since I stopped going. Damn, Leanne. I guess I should have expected that he'd deceive her. I'll contact her again.
I also love that this is after Leanne was like, look, yeah, he does this, but at the end of the day, he's there for me. And she's also like, Bob, he's a liar. Like after that whole speech, it's like,
Oh my God. It's just like, to me, I'm seeing this because I'm assuming Leanne is in her mid 40s, right? Here.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah,
I
she's probably
hear,
40s, yeah.
yeah. And I'm hearing this and I'm just like, it just never ends. It just never ends. You just have to face the same shitty guy from when you're a teenager up until you're forever.
Yeah.
It's just, I kind of like, when I was dealing with like shitty dudes when I was like a teenager, in my head, a lot of the time it's just like, we're teenagers. This is what teenagers do,
Yeah.
whatever. But, and like, I'm seeing this and also hearing like now people I know who are older dealing with shitty boyfriends. And I'm just like, oh, they just stay that way.
if you're Greg at 22, you're Greg at 64.
I know.
And you're
Well,
Greg
the
at,
sobering reality that we all conclude is that, you know, like high school and all that, it continues on through the rest of your
Oh
fucking
my
life.
God, what a
It's
what
just
a
your it's
disappointment.
human instinct. It's never, you don't really grow out a lot of this shit. That's why, like the retirement home, there's a million Gregs in a retirement home still fucking around on women, you know?
But you can do a lot less
everyone's
damage
got
when you
cancer
can't
there,
move
and they're
very
just
well.
left and
Yeah.
right.
Oh, Greg would have a
Yeah.
field day in a retirement
Oh
home.
my
my
God.
God.
Yeah.
You know?
I hung up and texted Lori more details, hoping this would finish it. Look, he's lying to you. He was just with Leanne 3 days ago, spent the night, and they had sex. Lori, I'm just trying to be a friend. Another delay. This time, she didn't text until the next morning. And again, a denial. She has cancer. He thought it would be cruel to simply abandon her, so he sees her sometimes to simply help out. He's not having sex, just being a good guy.
All I'm thinking, Greg's got to be packing 9 inches. I mean, Greg's convincing anyone anything. I mean, this guy must be incredible, like just incredible lover in bed, whatever, because
I just
mean,
don't
he's
see
getting
that
away
being
with it.
true, though. Based
Maybe.
on what I know about Greg, it doesn't really seem like he's.
You think he plays more the emotional game?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think men are better at that.
Well, because why I say that is Lori was a pretty shrewd. You know, she's not unintelligent in her
You're saying
observations
that
and all that.
she can't see past a 9-inch penis?
I don't know.
That's on her.
She's unbelievably shrewd. She's the smartest type of woman there is, but she is a woman after all.
Can
and
I
9-inch penis ain't nobody getting butt.
I couldn't believe it. He was lying through his teeth to her, and she was buying it. This guy was bad news, and Lori was being duped. I was not only feeling for her, but also getting mad at him. I thought this would have been over by now, but now I was fully involved. I called Leanne, who again was not surprised. He's a crafty liar, and he's lied to me hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times?
Again, Leanne is still like, but after all, he's a decent guy. There is hundreds of times.
I want to know what he's really doing for her. Is he just like Uber Eatsing her some food?
I know. Is he loaded? Is he?
I think she just has no leverage. She has cancer.
Right,
He's providing
right.
for her. She knows
What a
she's not,
bummer.
she's not on the market, whatever.
She's known that he's a bad guy.
Let's start with not letting him fertilize her eggs.
yeah. He's lied hundreds of times. Anyway,
Hundreds?
He's been a father.
I can't even. How much opportunities does this guy have to lie to you that he's lying hundreds of times?
Obviously, he's providing something of an emotional, or he's, I don't know if he's a great lover, but he's doing something to swoon these women.
He's clearly good with his words.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Clearly, he can talk himself out of
I guess that's
a
all you
pickle.
need.
He's coming here tomorrow, and I'm going to confront him again. Honestly, this stress is exactly what I don't need. Leanne started to cry. Leanne, don't worry. I'll get through to her. Honestly, I don't know why in the world you would ever want to see him again, but I know you need help right now. I'll figure something out. Leanne went on to explain how Greg had been married before and had 2 young girls. His ex-wife lived in Seattle, and Greg hardly ever saw the children.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, you're telling me on top of all this,
He's a bad father?
What?
Oh, Greg.
Greg?
Oh, no.
Greg doesn't see his kids?
Oh, Greg.
Oh.
Greg's abandoned his
That's where
children.
I draw the line.
That's it. I really thought differently. And that's...
I hate to say it, but like, my respect for Leanne and her decision making
I
is
know.
tanking as we're
Because
going
here's the
through
thing,
this
she
chapter.
must have gotten her ovaries
Right.
fertilized after she found out she had cancer.
And she's also aware he has a shitty relationship with his estranged children. I mean, like,
yeah,
and what?
and now it still just never ends. Girls still will look at the worst guy and be like, "This is fine."
I did read ahead. He does something at least positive.
After the marriage, he dated another girl, and they had a child together. He wasn't paying support for that child either.
Oh, never mind.
But she's looking at that and being like, "Yes, that's the man. I'm gonna be baby mama number 3,
Right.
and commit to this before we even have the child."
Oh, my God.
This is all stuff Leanne is saying to gear up to why she's still with him.
Oh,
She's
my
like,
God.
don't you understand? He's got 2 kids he doesn't talk to. He had an out of wedlock child who he doesn't talk to. And after all that, I trusted him to
At this
father
point-
my future kids.
At this point, I'm looking at Leanne. I'm like, "Girl, you got to get it together."
yeah, this is tough. Oh God.
Yeah. I have a lot of disdain for Greg, but when someone is this,
I know.
kind of desperate and also this just oblivious and locked into
I mean, I get
it is
how
frustrating.
The thing is, she's uncovered everything. Like she's no longer under his like spell of lies.
Right.
Where she's like,
She's
not,
just resigned, and that's
Yeah.
sad.
That is, it's sad to be resigned.
if she found this stuff out after she got sick, then it's like she's in a really fucking tough spot.
But
Right.
she knew.
she knew.
She knew.
I do worry that Leanne may have known this stuff before, and I'm like,
Right.
I mean, it's a very unfortunate for her to have to be with this guy, but at the same time, Leanne, these aren't red flags. That's not even.
No.
These are just.
These are deal breakers, is what they are.
I mean, this is a bit of a tragic character.
She probably is someone that probably has a little trouble having their own autonomy.
That's so sad.
It is really sad.
kind of a shitty note.
It really is. I'm like,
to
this
leave
is-
this on.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that Leanne would be with such a loser. But she apparently found out about all of this well after they started dating, at a point where she was already in love and tried desperately to rationalize his past.
All right, so I think people do that.
All
You-
right.
you're in a shitty situation. Sometimes you find out you uncover some things a little too deep when the pheromones have been developed, you're already in love, and that's tough.
There has to be some side to Greg.
I can only think of the 9-inch penis.
That's what I'm
It's got to be
thinking.
the 9-inch penis
That's what
now.
I'm thinking. I think Greg's got a hammer.
You think that's what happens is when she goes, Greg, I found out you have yet another child with someone out of wedlock, and she just hears the unzip. 1 inch, 2
All
inch,
right,
3 inch.
all right.
Greg,
Back
don't.
off.
4 inch, 5 inch. Greg, stop. 6 inch, 7 inch. Please, 9 inch. All right.
God damn it.
Damn it, Greg. You got me.
Greg has something. I don't know if he's got the charisma, he's got the dick. He's
just showing his
clearly,
penis.
you have children with 2 women before, now Leanne, and now you're on to Lori. You're putting up good numbers. Like Greg's offering something, whether
Greg's
it's an emotional.
fertile as fuck.
He's fertile.
He's fertile.
You know, he's got
got
some
a 9-inch
swimmers,
penis.
and good swimmers. And I think,
So what have we learned?
what have we learned? We learned this. My dad is a savior complex.
Mm-hmm.
This is his nightmare.
It is his nightmare because he loves to save people out of their precarious situations. Leanne knows that or senses that.
We know somehow they get back together.
Right.
We don't know where Greg plays into this. We know that Greg
Can't be
is-
good.
cannot be good. We will have Greg on the pod next week. And for one, Bob's kind of caught in this love rectangle,
Something like that.
Yeah.
you know?
Bit of a-
Quadrilateral.
Yeah. If it's a quadrilateral, we know who's got the longest side. It's Greg, and it's 9 inches long.
Greg has the longer side of the triangle, but that's okay. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes when you're in a situation like that, you become a jealous ex-boyfriend, and he's going to try to extract Lori, use the Bob helicopter, and get her out of there. But as we know, Lori's a complex figure.
I hate to say it, that I still have a little bit of the OJ effect with Greg. I know he's a fucking bad person, but there's something about like someone like that just moves fucking forward and never.
I mean,
Greg-
if guys have one thing, it's like audacity.
Yeah.
Don't loop us in with Greg. Come on.
You guys are all the same.
He doesn't speak for all of
I
us.
kind of have a sick feeling Greg's the funnest guy at the bar.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There is this
Yeah.
like thing where you go, just don't get in his orbit.
Yeah.
It's the fucking OJ where it's like, if you know, you're at a restaurant and people are drinking, and it's like, I bet he's the most fun guy to have a
Right,
beer with.
right.
Right.
Not
Horrible
to mention the hog.
Yeah.
Not to mention OJ's hog.
What have you learned, Natasha, on this?
I've learned that it doesn't matter how old you get, you're still going to be dealing with teenagers.
Is that a little disheartening for you in a way?
A little bit, man.
Right.
You'd never find yourself in Leanne's situation.
Oh, I would hope not. I like to think that I'm above it, but
Yeah.
you never know. I've surprised myself with sticky situations I've gotten in that looking back, I'm like, I thought I was smarter than that.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. We can find ourselves in these situations. Leanne has found herself in a really
I don't see myself finding myself in as sticky situation as Leanne is,
Yeah.
but you never know.
She has the playbook, and that's what I think.
does.
Is
What is it about the bad guy that girls are, what is it about that girls are swooned by?
I think it's just the like roller coaster that they provide because like the lows are low, obviously,
Yeah.
but then that makes the highs so much better. And I think people get addicted to
The high.
that high, the makeup sex of it all, the like, getting back together, the like, oh, but I really love you anyway. I feel like I got over that like in my teenage years where I'm like, okay, obviously that's not good.
for like a long-term relationship? You're like, this
yeah,
is
no, that's
exhausting.
absolutely stupid.
Seems like you're alluding to is that the bad guys, they're often very passionate people.
Yes,
So you have
they
super
really
high.
are. They're passionate people, often good at sex. That's where it kind of
Right.
comes in,
True, yeah.
and so that's just like kind of how it goes. And I think we can be kind of weak to the like dopamine rush
Sure.
of
Yeah.
oh, but he's a good guy.
I think there's a little bit of that with like my dad and Lori. We saw that they went through similar waves of like male to female version of this is like the crazy girlfriend. Where
yeah,
it's like
and the crazy girlfriend provides the same thing
it's
too.
exactly
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I'm like, Greg and Lori. I mean, this is an
It's a
unbelievable.
match made in heaven.
I mean, the highs that I will say, no relationship will ever experience the high that Lori and Greg experienced.
Right.
But also the lows are fucking
They're low.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're highs. I mean, we know Lori's a passionate person. Greg's a passionate guy. I'm sure they have some crazy sex. Well, guys, that wraps up this initial segment of Lori's return. We know she's with a bad guy, Greg. Now,
How does it end?
how does it end? I think Bob's going to have to extract her out of this, but we know Bob gets back together with her.
See that iceberg coming.
The iceberg's
very
coming,
beginning.
you know? And it's like, does Bob, I think Bob, we probably should have left this be, if I have to say. He probably should have not just walked away. I know Leanne needed him, but for our sake, for Bob's sake, he probably should have
Take care
walked.
of yourself.
Probably should have walked away. You know, sometimes this isn't your business. Just get the fuck away from it.
That's it.
It's like you're past the girl. You know it's a problematic, so move on. But Bob didn't move on. And guys, that's going to lead us to our next chapter, which is more of Lori. And Natasha, thank you so much for.
Thank you for having me. This was delightful.
We'll see you next week on From Lust to Dust, my horny dead dad.
From love